All right, let's jump right in and explore how business intelligence, data science, and AI are reshaping the world of security. So we've got a pretty diverse set of sources for this deep dive. A German blog post that caught my eye, a book on data science and AI fundamentals, and then three case studies. One focusing on information security management systems, another on service level agreements, and a really interesting one that dives into crime data in Berlin.
Yeah, it's really fascinating stuff how these technologies are all converging.
Mhm.
They're helping us predict and prevent security threats in ways we never could have imagined even just a few years ago.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing. So let's start with the basics. The book we've got, Grundlagen von Data Science and KI. It lays the groundwork for understanding these tools. So business intelligence, or BI, it's kind of like having a rear-view mirror for your business. It uses data to understand past trends and performance.
Yeah, you can think of it as using data to answer those what happened and why questions, right? Like in a security context, this could mean analyzing data from security cameras, maybe to identify weak points in a building's security.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So data science takes it a step further then,
Yeah.
right? It's not just about looking back, it's about predicting what might happen in the future.
Exactly. It's all about using data to make predictions and optimize processes. Imagine being able to predict when and where a cyber attack might occur, or even identify patterns in employee behavior that could suggest an insider threat.
That's incredible. So
Yeah.
where does AI fit into all of this? Our book says it's about replicating human intelligence, which sounds amazing, but also a little unnerving.
Yeah, AI definitely takes things to a whole new level. Think of it as machines that can learn, problem solve, and make decisions like humans do, but potentially much faster. In a security context, AI could automatically detect a threat and take action, like blocking a suspicious login attempt, all before a human even realizes there's an issue.
So it's like having a super smart security guard who never sleeps and can analyze massive amounts of data instantly.
That's the power of AI right there. And that blog post we mentioned, BI, data science, and KI, Revolution for Sicherheitskonzepte. It really highlights how the real magic happens when you combine BI, data science, and AI. They work together like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, the blog uses the example of a production facility, right?
Yep.
Say the BI dashboard detects an unusual access pattern late at night. AI steps in, analyzes the data, realizes it's a potential security breach, and instantly activates security protocols, all without any human intervention needed.
That's proactive security in action right there. These technologies aren't just responding to threats, they're anticipating them and stopping them before they even happen.
It's like they're playing chess moves ahead of the attacker.
Okay, let's dive into some real-world examples to see how this plays out. Our first case study, Fallbeispiele MS Report.pdf, looks at how data science can be used to evaluate the effectiveness of an information security management system, or ISMS for short, in an industrial setting. Yeah, this case study is a great example of a data-driven approach to security. They used key performance indicators, or KPIs, to measure 8 specific areas of the ISMS, things like policy violations, unreported security breaches, and even the proper disposal of devices.
Wow, so it's like giving your company's security a thorough health checkup. And then they took all that data and visualized it using Power BI, which is a powerful tool for spotting trends and patterns you might miss in a spreadsheet.
Yeah, data visualization is key. It helps you quickly understand what's working, what's not, and where you need to focus your attention to improve your security posture.
Our next case study, Fallbeispiel Service Level Agreement.pdf, is one that'll make you want to double check all your contracts. It involves a company that was having issues with their IT service provider and wanted to see if the provider was actually meeting the terms of their service level agreement, or SLA as it's often called.
This is where data analysis can really save you money and headaches. They used Python to analyze the data and uncovered a shocking truth. The service provider was only delivering 71.5% availability, way below the 95% guaranteed in the contract.
Hold on, so they were paying for a service they weren't even getting. That's outrageous.
And it gets worse. This poor availability translated to a whopping 2,492 hours of downtime and a staggering 311,500 orders in costs for the company. This case study really highlights the importance of using data to hold service providers accountable and ensure you're getting what you're paying for.
I'm definitely going to be scrutinizing my internet provider's SLA a little closer after this. Okay, last but not least, we've got Fallbeispielberlincrime.pdf, which looks at how data science can be used to analyze and predict crime rates in Berlin. This one even uses ChatGPT, which I find fascinating.
It's amazing how AI tools like ChatGPT are being integrated into data science projects these days. This study used a combination of linear regression and random forest models to analyze the crime data, which are powerful statistical techniques for identifying patterns and making predictions.
So even something as complex as crime can be analyzed and predicted using data.
Exactly. By understanding the factors that contribute to crime, we can develop more effective strategies to prevent it and create safer communities. Yeah, it really shows the potential of data science to make a real positive impact on society.
For sure. Okay, so we've seen how these technologies are being used in these specific security scenarios. But what does this all mean for the bigger picture of security, Yeah, how is it changing the game?
Well, I think it signifies a fundamental shift from reactive to proactive security. Instead of waiting for something bad to happen and then responding, we're now using data to anticipate threats. We can identify vulnerabilities before they're exploited and even automate responses.
So it's like we're moving from playing defense to playing offense, using data as our secret weapon to outsmart the bad guys.
Exactly. And this shift has implications for all aspects of security, from protecting physical buildings and computer networks to even national security and global threat assessment.
That's a huge change. So for us regular folks, what can we do to stay ahead of the curve in this data-driven security world?
Well, first and foremost, education is key, right? The more you understand about these technologies, the better equipped you'll be to navigate this rapidly evolving landscape.
So we need to become data-savvy citizens. We've already touched on some of the key tools and technologies, but where can listeners go to learn more, if they're interested in diving deeper?
Oh, there are tons of resources available online. You can find free courses, tutorials, and even just read articles and blog posts like the one we discussed earlier.
Yeah, that German blog post was a great starting point for me. It really helped demystify a lot of the jargon.
And don't be afraid to get hands-on.
Hmm.
Many of the tools used in data science and AI are open source, meaning they're free to use and experiment with.
So you're saying we don't need to be tech geniuses or have fancy degrees to start exploring this stuff?
Absolutely not. You'd be surprised how much you can learn just by tinkering, exploring, and playing around with these tools. Plus, there's a really vibrant online community of data enthusiasts who are always willing to help and share their knowledge.
That's good to know. I always feel like I need a computer science degree to even understand what those folks are talking about.
No, not at all. Just start small, find a project that interests you, and don't be afraid to ask for help. There are tons of online forums, meetups, and even conferences dedicated to data science and AI.
So it's all about continuous learning and staying curious, right? But it's not just about technical skills, is it? It seems like critical thinking is becoming even more important in this data-driven world.
Oh, absolutely. We're bombarded with information from all sides these days. And it's more important than ever to be able to evaluate that information critically, to question assumptions, and to consider different perspectives.
Especially when it comes to security, right? There's so much hype around AI and these technologies.
Mhm.
It's easy to get caught up in the excitement and maybe overlook some potential downsides.
That's why it's so important to be informed, to engage in critical thinking, and to demand transparency and accountability from those who are developing and deploying these technologies.
It's about being empowered not just as consumers of technology, but as active participants in shaping how it's used.
Exactly. We can't just sit back and let the future happen to us. We need to be informed, engaged, and proactive in shaping the world we want to live in.
Yeah, it really feels like we're at this turning point right now where these incredibly powerful technologies are advancing so quickly.
Yeah.
And it's up to us to kind of steer them in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely. And that brings us back to our book, Grundlagen von Data Science und KI. It does a great job of highlighting the potential benefits, but it also acknowledges the potential for misuse.
Right. It's like any tool, I guess. A hammer can build a house or it can cause harm.
Exactly. And when we're dealing with technologies as powerful as AI, those consequences are magnified.
The book mentions some pretty scary stuff, actually, like the risk of AI being used for mass surveillance or even developing autonomous weapon systems, systems that could make life or death decisions without any human involvement.
It's definitely something to be concerned about. And these aren't just hypotheticals from sci-fi movies either. We're already seeing real-world examples of AI being used in ways that raise ethical questions.
Yeah, like those facial recognition systems being used for surveillance in public places. It makes you think about that balance between security and privacy.
For sure, it's a complex issue with no easy answers. But the more we understand about these technologies, the better equipped we'll be to have those conversations and advocate for responsible use.
This deep dive has been really eye-opening for me. It's made me realize that understanding BI, data science, and AI isn't just for the techies anymore. It's something we all need to be aware of.
I completely agree. It's about empowering yourself to understand the world around you, to critically evaluate information and be an active participant in shaping the future.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, from the basics of these technologies to their real-world applications in security, and even the ethical challenges they present.
It's been quite a journey.
So what's the one key takeaway you hope listeners will walk away with today?
I think it's this. Don't be a passive bystander in the face of these powerful technologies. Stay informed, stay curious, and stay engaged.
The future is being written right now, and we all have a role to play in shaping it. If you're interested in learning more, be sure to check out the show notes for links to all the sources we discussed today.
And don't stop there. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep asking questions. The world of BI, data science, and AI is vast and fascinating. And who knows, maybe you'll be the one to create the next big breakthrough.
Until next time, stay curious and stay secure.